hello to all the inspired followers and viewers out there. A blessed day to all of us, brothers and sisters. I am Nessa Gabiana, but in the community I am known as Sister Divine Irvine. And I'd like to thank Brother Vic and Sister Emma for giving me the privilege to share my life story as to how God worked into my life and how great and awesome our God is. To start my story, brothers and sisters, there was that one day when I was just scrolling into my social media account when I saw these posts. 22 years old, registered chemist, ikaw. 23 years old, nakasakay na sa eroplano, ikaw. 23 years old, may naipundar ng kotse, ikaw. When I saw these posts, I asked myself, oo nga no, how about you, Vine? What did you achieve in life? So I took a moment of silence and reflected. And before I'm gonna share what those reflections are, I'm gonna start my story from the beginning. So if I were to describe my life in one word, that would be broken. It's because I grew up without a mother. I was 1 year old when my mama left me, and it was also during that year when my papa was still addicted to illegal drugs. It was just one afternoon when my mama left me inside the crib, and I was crying the whole afternoon up until I lost all of my voice. And my mama just told everyone in the house during that time that she'll just gonna go out to buy some bread. But days, weeks, months, and years have passed. She never came back. So I grew up having that longing for love. Longing for a love that only a mother could give. I just wanted a mother who will be there for me every time I fall. Like yung literal na na-fall, na nadapa ka. Or yung when everything is just tough for you. But there was none. And I didn't know that the effect of her leaving me had a great impact of how I see things in life in general. So I was battling with a lot of insecurities in myself. And I even came to a point where I am so scared to start any relationship because I am having that fear that all of those people will just eventually leave me. So before they could hurt me, before nila ako masaktan, I built a wall so they cannot come closer. Because I'm okay on my own. I can live on my own. And my attitude is very different. I'm so afraid that people would judge me. And in fact, I also look at myself as an ugly person just because I am fat. And most of all, the trauma of being left behind, I'm bringing it as I grew up. I had a feeling that I don't have a future, that wala akong mararating sa buhay just because I am broken in the first place. A lot of times, a million times, I ask myself and I ask the Lord, does my mama really love me? If yes, then why did she leave me? Am I not enough for her to stay? And so I started having that little resentment towards my mom growing up. On top of my mom leaving me, my papa during the time was also under the influence of drugs. So purely, I grew up in the care of my grandparents, my lola and my lolo. It's not that they're not giving me the love that I am needing. It's just that I am longing for a love that only a mother could give. Fast forward when I was about to graduate elementary, when I got the chance to see my mom personally. So, it's not the typical scene sa television na nag-iiyakan, but it's just a casual hi, hello. So I invited her to join my graduation, and in fact, my tito agreed to finance her fare since my mother is from Bacolod. So, yeah, midnight before my graduation, I waited for her. I am so very excited, and I waited for her. But to make the long story short, she never came. So starting that day, I told myself, from this moment, I no longer have a mother. I can live on my own without a mother. So that little resentment towards my mom, it turned out into anger. So fast forward when I am in my second year high school, I was diagnosed with dengue fever, and it was a battle between life and death. I was in ICU during that time. I have oxygen, 2 IV dextrose, and a lot of apparatuses in my body, in my vomit, my discharge. It all contains blood. And one day I told my grandmother, I told her, Ma, I'm tired. So everybody is expecting na yun. Wala na. Me, myself, I have ever thought that this would be one of those days na magpapaalam ka na sa mga mahal mo. So, one day when I was sleeping inside the ICU, I had this dream, and in my dream, I saw that there is a woman standing at my right side. And all I could hear is that, "Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you." So when I opened my eyes, all I could see is our neighbor, our male neighbor, standing at my right side, and he is praying over me, and he is praying the Hail Mary in Latin. And you know what the miracle that God gave me? The next day I got out from the ICU. And 3 days after I got out from the ICU, I got out from the hospital without any blood transfusion. Isn't it amazing, brothers and sisters? And right then I knew that the Lord has a purpose for me. Why He did not allow me to die having or bringing that anger towards my mother. So, I was in my third year high school. I was 14 during that time when I attended the Life and the Spirit seminar of the God's People Catholic Fellowship. There was that one topic when the speaker told us to think of that certain person that it's hard for you to forgive. So, all I could ever think is my mother. And then that speaker, he told us to forgive that person. Then I asked myself, what? Ako ba yung unang magpo-forgive sa mama ko? Ako nga yung nasaktan. Lord, unfair naman nun. But then I told myself, okay, we're here. Why don't we just try it? Just try it. I opened my mouth and said, Lord, today I declare I forgive my mother. After that LSS, I didn't notice that every day I am already declaring that today, Lord, I forgive my mother. Lord, today I forgive my mother. And so the moment that I forgave her, it's like that I got out of my own prison cells. And I realized how beautiful life is, that there is more to life than what I am feeling. That if you're just gonna go out of your own shell, life is so beautiful. And so, I am in the midst of my serving the Lord, that I am so in love with the Lord and in my service. When I told myself, oh, okay, the enemy cannot shake me anymore because I know a lot of Bible verses. I know how to do spiritual warfare. I am actively serving the Lord. But I was wrong. Because, brothers and sisters, depression came after me. And I almost ended my life. It was during that time when I am allowing the enemy to tell me all of those lies. The enemy was trying to play with my mind, and he told me, you don't have a value. You don't have worth. Why are you serving the Lord when look at your past? You don't deserve that goodness. You don't deserve that forgiveness. And so I came to a point when I was so drowning and I am so helpless. And when I am about to do that, when I am about to end my life, when I closed my eyes, I saw the hands of the Lord and it was reaching towards me. And believe me or not, my brothers and sisters, every blessing that the Lord has given me, it flashed back during that time. So instead of doing that, I kneeled down and I asked the Lord for forgiveness. And I asked the Lord, I'm so sorry for not trusting you more, for having so much little faith, and for letting the enemy play with my mind. When I know, in fact, all those years, you have been saving me. And do you know what are those blessings, brothers and sisters? First is the conversion of my papa. It's already been 21 years since he stopped using drugs and 11 years since he stopped smoking. My papa right now is a tattoo artist and he is really trying his best to provide us, to provide the family. And the second blessing that the Lord has given me is He has given me a stepmother that is so great and truly that I consider a blessing. The Lord has given me not the typical Cinderella story, yung inaapi ka ng stepmother, but my stepmother made sure that whatever she gave to my siblings, she's also giving it to me. And she never failed to make me feel that I was her own. And also, the greatest thing she did that I personally truly appreciate is that she did not just love my papa, but she accepted my father even in his worst. Even in those times na sobrang hindi ka mahal-mahal yung papa ko. But she stayed, she embraced my father wholeheartedly. And I'm so thankful for that. So therefore, I really consider her as a blessing, and she never stopped believing in my father. She never stopped pushing him to achieve his goal. And she's truly a blessing. And of course, my lolo and my lola, as what I have said earlier, I grew up with them. My lolo has always been my defender and the provider. So my lola died last 2013 because of cancer, but he's always been a great grandfather to me. And my lola is the reason why I am serving the Lord right now, and she is the intercessor of the family. And there was that one time, brothers and sisters, when I asked my lola, Ma, what did you do to my papa? Bakit siya nag-stop sa drugs? And then my lola just told me, prayers. And that's when I knew that one of the most powerful and most heard prayers are the prayers of the mother. So to all of you mothers out there, I ask you to keep praying for your children. The Lord might not give it to you right now, but in His perfect time, I know He will answer those prayers. And yeah, I am always been thankful for my grandparents because I am who I am right now because of them. And of course, to my tito and tita here in Cebu, who extended their patience and understanding to me during those times that I'm struggling with my attitude, and of course, who loved me wholeheartedly. Another blessing is my second family, the God's People Catholic Fellowship. So this is the community that I am in right now, and the community has become my outlet when I am drained and burned out. So dwelling in the community has always reminded me that not just one or two, but plenty of people who are praying for you. Before, I am always longing for a mother figure, but the Lord has given me a lot of mothers in the community. And another thing is my Praise and Fire music ministry. Way back when I was still battling with my depression, I decided to join the practice of the music team. And then I told myself, Vine, be ready for the judgment of those people or of any people that you're gonna meet when you go outside, because I know they're gonna see how messed up you are right now. So I've been preparing for that. But when I entered the office, all eyes are on me. But not a single judgment that I could feel. But all I could feel is prayers and love and understanding. So that's when I knew that they are not just my co-ministers, but they are a family. And another thing is the Young Gideons Ministry, or our youth ministry in God's People. So I am the ministry head for 4 years of the young people. And one thing that these young people has taught me, that in terms of service, it's not about the quantity, but it's about the quality of service. That even if you're just few, but you're giving your love, your willingness, your passion to what you are doing, everything will work out and the Lord will bless all of you. And also the Lord has showed me what the real meaning of true friends, and that true friends aren't the ones who will tolerate you, but true friends are the ones who will tell you that you messed up big time in front of you, not at your back, not to other people, but in front of you. And those true friends, they won't judge you for committing that mistake. Instead, they will be praying for you, and you will know that, you will feel that. And I am so blessed that the Lord has given me the circle. And it also applies that it's not about the quantity, but it's about the quality. It's okay that your circle is small as long as they are true. And another thing, ever since my 18th birthday, they never fail to surprise me. And because of that, every year I am reminded that there are a lot of people who loves me. And most of all, brothers and sisters, the greatest miracle that God gave me is the gift of healing. I was able to forgive my mother, and in fact, I got the chance to visit her before the pandemic started last 2019. So I treat her to some places there in Bacolod, and before, I always ask myself if she really loves me. When I visited her in 2019, I knew the Lord has answered my prayers. The Lord has answered my question for a very long time. And I knew that the answer to my question is yes. My mama loved me. She left me because she loved me. She loved me that much to think about my future because she knows that my life here in Cebu would be better. And so I really thank the Lord for that. Though leaving me is painful, but I know it is a blessing in disguise. Because wherever I am right now, whatever achievements I have right now, I couldn't get that if not for those pain, if not for those brokenness that I have experienced before. And what are those achievements? One of that is I was able to graduate Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Management Accounting. And a month before my graduation, there's a job waiting for me, and I've also got several job promotions. And in terms of my passion in singing and acting, I've got the chance to join the Jukebox musical, which was handled by teacher Beth Mondragon. So she's an international teacher and actress, and out of around 60 to 80 youth who joined the workshop, I was only the one who got the chance to audition to a theater play that she created. And another thing is that when the first time that I joined the Cebuano Short Film Festival called Sinigugma, the Lord has showered me a lot of love and reminded me of what are those things that I can do with love. And so yeah, I got the chance to won the Best Actress Award. And so I was also able to graduate the evangelization training last 2019, and I am an evangelizer now. In fact, it's also the same year when I had my first youth recollection, and after that I was invited to share my story, to give inputs, inspirational talks to the youth. I've also had some few recognitions in my current job right now, and in just less than a year being in this field, I also got promoted. And going back to my passion in acting, just last 2021, the Lord has given me another blessing, and I was able to be exposed in national TV for the first time through Kapuso Mo Jessica Soho, KMJS Gabinang Lagim. And just after that year, when I had my first national TV exposure, the next year, the Lord has given me a bigger surprise, and I was casted to another program, Iron Heart. And you know what, brothers and sisters, with those experiences, the Lord has showed me that if you really love something, just keep on doing that because your time will come. And the next achievement is that I am already 12 years in service and running 13 this year, 2023. And that's the achievement that I can really boast until the last time that I breathe. Among all those achievements, this is the best one. The lesson of my story: your questions will be answered at the right time. You are not your mistake. You are a child of God, and your past cannot define your future. So yung mga nakikita natin sa social media, ito, 22 years old, registered chemist, nakasakay na sa aeroplano, manapondar ng kotse. Do not let social media be the basis of what you can achieve in life. We have our own timeline and we have our own definition of success. And as for me, I'm 26, and ang naipundar ko is my relationship with the Lord. And this is the achievement that I can boast until the last time that I breathe. That kahit mamatay ako ngayon, and I'll be able to meet the Lord, I can really tell that in this lifetime, I've made a good fight and have run the race. I might describe my life before as broken, but brothers and sisters, I know right now in the presence of God, Thank you, brothers and sisters, and have a great day ahead. God bless all of us.